Coming up, is there such a thing as a wrong way to wear a watch? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to Automatic Reviews. I'm Mark. This week is going to be a quick video about how to avoid the wrong way to wear your watch, also known as Handwatch. We'll dive into that in a second, but before we get to that, I'd just like to let you know that I put up videos every week, and my goal is to focus on the best watches at all price ranges. If that sounds good to you, then consider hitting that subscribe button. And while you're at it, tap that little bell icon too so you can be notified each week when my latest video goes up. Also, please do hit the like button as well. It really does make a big difference. Alright, so on to the subject of this week's video. I'm going to share some thoughts about a common watch criticism you'll see in every watch forum or video comment section out there. As I mentioned at the beginning, it's called Handwatch. I do want to say that the goal of this video isn't to shame anybody though. We all have to enjoy this hobby in a way that makes us comfortable, and I'll never try to tell people what to prefer. That said, I do have some thoughts about this and a strong dislike for Handwatch. So what exactly is Handwatch? Let's talk about that. Firstly, let's take a look at my 7-inch wrist with no watch on and assign some zones. Zone A is forearm basically. Almost no one wears their watch this high, with one exception I'll discuss in a minute. So let's just move on to Zone B. This is considered by many, myself included, to be the sweet spot. This is your wrist. Moving on, we have Zone C. This is honestly the true infamous Handwatch territory of Reddit fame. I'll explain why in a minute. Zone D is the hand itself, and this is where Zone A comes in. You'll see watches down here sometimes when worn by people who adjust their watch to be extremely loose, so that when they raise their arm, their watch slides all the way down to Zone A, and then when their arm is down by their side, their watch makes the journey all the way back to Zone D. These people are in a special category all of their own that doesn't seem to have a name yet as far as I know. However, today we're mainly talking about Zones B and C. Let's start off with my Grand Seiko SBGR 317. This is a very middle-of-the-road watch in terms of sizing. Here it is in Zone B. I think you'll agree this is a nice watch and it fits me nicely. Of course, in person it looks a bit smaller without the distortion of the camera, but nevertheless, in my opinion, all is right in the world here. Now let's move this watch down into Zone C, Handwatch country. Just look at how much worse this immediately looks. It tilts at an odd angle and it takes on a strange appearance. Not only does it lose its aesthetic balance, but it also causes another problem. I can no longer freely move my hand. Handwatch prevents normal bending of the wrist, pushes the crown into your skin, and cuts off your circulation. Back to Zone B. We can see that things are greatly improved. That's not all, however. It's not just about general aesthetics and comfort. I think it really plays into the discussion around watch sizing as well. Let's first have a look at this oversized aviation-style watch, the C8 by Christopher Ward. This is about as big a watch as I'll wear, and when worn like this in Zone B, while large, I think it's still quite wearable. That said, look what happens when we drop it down to Zone C. It just looks so much larger. In my opinion, this size is no longer wearable for me when worn in this position. It looks sloppy and ill-fitting. Okay, so wearing your watches down in the Handwatch zone makes watches look larger, right? Not so fast. Let's have a look at this absolute classic that is the Explorer in 36mm. But Mark, it's actually 35.5mm. Yeah, I know, but we all call it 36mm. Let's just move on. I think this watch looks exceptionally classy on my 7-inch wrist. It just fits so well. This is a retro size that will always look good in my opinion. Okay, now let's move things down into the basement. Check this out. When it's down in Zone C, it now loses all of its classy charm and does start to look a bit small on my wrist. So, the Handwatch zone definitely distorts watch sizes at both ends of the spectrum. So, I started with a question. Is there really such a thing as a wrong way to wear a watch? Not really. I think you genuinely have to wear your watch the way that makes you most comfortable, both in the physical sense and the aesthetic sense. That said, I feel like a lot of people, particularly those who are new to watch collecting, post pictures of watches worn in the cursed Handwatch position, and this is often due to them just not realizing how to size their watch or even put it on correctly. Things that some of us more experienced in the hobby take for granted, so some people are pretty mean about it. So this video is just a bit of a reminder that wearing your watch in Zone B, as I defined it here today, has a number of advantages, including aesthetics, comfort, and even fit. At least that's my view on things. What do you guys think? What's your take on this controversial subject? I've seen some people report that Handwatch is the only comfortable position for them, and that does confuse me. Are you one of those people? Can you share a bit about why that is? Are you a Handwatch critic? If so, can you share a bit about why you dislike it as much as I do? I want to hear about it. Please leave a comment below. All right, that's it. That's all. Be sure to check the description for any relevant links, like where to find the creator of my theme song, Derelict. Till next week, when I'll be returning with another macro-filled review. Bye-bye.